What do I miss and why don't I miss about San Francisco? See, I don't miss American bread. Hi, lovely humans. You might be new here. Hi there. Or maybe you've been following me for some time and you've seen my videos of traveling through China or of me moving and living in California. But if you follow me on Instagram, you might know that I've actually moved back from the US around 2 months ago. I've moved back from San Francisco to my home country of France. I've moved back to France and specifically to Paris. Since I've been home, I've been asked quite often if I liked living in San Francisco, and the answer is a massive yes. Yes, of course, I have loved living in San Francisco. But I've also been asked if I miss it, and the answer to that is more complicated, so I thought I would make a video talking about what I miss and don't miss about the US and San Francisco. Let's get into it. I miss the tortured landscape of hills that gives San Francisco its unique look. San Francisco has a unique geology and a unique appearance thanks to its hills, and those hills give each place a different vibe, a different atmosphere. It can be quite confusing to look around because you kind of never know which hills you're looking at, but they make for great viewpoints everywhere, and they also give the city a feeling of wilderness in a way. And if you like San Francisco hills, I can only recommend you this amazing book, Cool Grey City of Love, which talks about San Francisco and its history and its landscape in a really fascinating way. I don't miss all the climbing up and down that San Francisco hills make you do. Any distance that can seem short on a map ends up taking more time because you're using your legs on all the hills. On the other hand, Paris is much more flat, so might be more walkable. I miss the diversity of food options and how everything is vegetarian friendly in San Francisco. Don't get me wrong, Paris of course has amazing food options, but San Francisco brings forward and brings together a lot of ethnic cuisines from all around the world, so you can try out so many different dishes from so many different countries, which I love. And also, French cuisine is not really good at accommodating vegetarian or vegan people, and on the other hand, San Francisco's restaurants almost always have some vegetarians or vegan options if they are not entirely vegetarian or vegan, which for me as a vegetarian, pretty cool. I don't miss the price of fresh groceries when I want to cook. I feel like one of the reasons you eat out a lot or you buy prepared meals in San Francisco, and maybe even in the US in general, is that it's so expensive sometimes to buy good quality fresh groceries. Even like the most basic things, if you want good quality, it can be expensive, and if you want more than just the most basic, it costs a lot. Paris is expensive. Paris is an expensive city, and buying groceries here is also not cheap, but San Francisco had much higher price, so I'm happy to be back in a place where I can feel like I can buy stuff and cook myself, and it's not going to end up being more expensive than actually just buying it ready. I miss the ocean. I miss how easy it was to access the ocean in San Francisco. It was my first time living close to the ocean, and I just love how I could take a bus, just take the bus and go to the beach. And not to swim necessarily, but just to sit there, enjoy the view, enjoy the feeling, feel the wind, listen to the waves. That's really, to me, amazing, and I do miss that a lot. I don't miss knowing that if I catch a bad cold, it's gonna cost me $100 to see a doctor. Yep, I don't miss the American healthcare system. I don't think any Americans who's ever lived abroad misses the American healthcare system. And I feel like lots of foreigners who come to France would miss the French healthcare system. I mean, honestly though, more seriously, of course the French healthcare system has its flaws, but at least I have the comfort of mind that I didn't have in San Francisco, that it's not gonna cost me $1,000 if I need an ambulance to pick me up. So no, I don't miss the American healthcare system. I miss the feeling that if I just escape the city, I'm immediately gonna be in the gorgeous wilderness of California. In California, everything is huge in terms of mountains, lakes, forests, And Californians have a different relationship with nature. It really feels like, hey, this weekend I'm just gonna take the car and go to these crazy national parks. And that's what I did. I took weekends to Pinnacles National Park, to Yosemite National Park. And this, how easy it is to access those gorgeous places is awesome, and I miss it. I don't miss the Muni. For those of you who don't know, the Muni is the public transportation system in San Francisco that deals with the bus and the metro. And I used to complain a lot about Paris' transportation system, and I still do, don't get me wrong, but now I can see what it does well. Because, well, San Francisco has a public transportation system, which is by American standard already a miracle, but by a European standard, you deserve better, guys. You're in a city which has so much technologies. Work on it, please. Fix yourself. I miss my social circle in the US. I miss my co-workers, who are a bunch of smart, interesting, funny people who I had such a great time working and joking with. I miss my friends, who helped me discover American culture, San Francisco, and who were so welcoming. And above all, I miss my girlfriend, obviously. The last thing I don't miss about San Francisco is being away from most of my friends and family. I'm happy to just be closer to them now and be able to see them more regularly. Of course, I love traveling the world, meeting new people, living in different places, but there is something special about that feeling of coming back and catching up with friends in person and feeling how lucky I am to have them in my life. That's it for this video. Even though I am back in France, I am still gonna make some videos about the US and San Francisco, like recommendations, things I like to do there, comparison between the US and France, and then I'm also gonna focus more on living in Paris, what it's like, my relationship with the US, with France, with English, all those type of things. So if you're curious, you can leave me a comment to tell me what type of content you would be most interested in. You can subscribe to be alerted when I upload a new video. And if you want to see more of my daily life, you can of course follow me on Instagram. I post pretty regularly there, and also I always like to chat with people who follow me. So you can absolutely send me a DM on Instagram. I always respond, always happy to. And yeah, thank you for watching and see you soon.